It's a buyer's market. Buying in today's market is a challenge. You need experience. Henri Frank and their group of licensed realtors can help. The Henri Frank Group at RE/MAX Preferred has been consulting buyers to buy the right property at the right price with the right mortgage. Call Henri and Frank 954-604-9999. Schedule to meet, and the group will show you how they closed on dozens of properties just in the past 12 months. Call 954-604-9999. Even if you're just thinking about buying, call now. 954-604-9999.
Okay, we're with the Real Estate Roundtable with Henri and Frank. Today in the studio, we have with us Lynn Waitfall from Gold Star Financial. Lynn provides mortgage services from mortgaging your condominium, single-family residence. If you're an investor, she has investor loans, refinancing your home, getting a second mortgage if you have an upgrade that you want to do to your home. You do those, right, Lynn?
Absolutely, yeah.
And I want to talk a little bit about mortgage modification. I know so many people, and I'm sure those of you out there know someone, if not yourself, who are struggling with their mortgage. And a big topic that we're going to speak about with the roundtable in the upcoming segments is the short sale. Mm-hmm. You know, the big word of short sale. And what's happening, what we're seeing lately is that the banks are really working with the homeowners. If it's your primary residence, if you can afford the mortgage with a modification, we're seeing that the short sale numbers are dropping because they're modifying the mortgages. But most of the time, my clients, and I'm sure those of you out there, will pick up the phone, talk to the bank, and it doesn't really end up being a great experience. So what can you tell us about your experience with the mortgage modification, and what's your what's your opinion and advice that you could give our listeners and our clients?
You know, the mortgage modification world expanded just as quickly as the short sale world expanded.
Right.
And obviously because of the way that the economy has changed our values in our homes, and the recession has changed our incomes. People just couldn't afford the houses that they bought at one point. There was just too much. There's just too much payment. So the bottom line is with modifications is it's gone through an evolving process, and there's been a lot of dirt around the modifications.
Right.
I mean, you've heard a lot of dirty remarks.
The water cooler talk is ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
I mean, then unfortunately we get clients who come into us and say, "Well, I heard my friend had a $400,000 mortgage, and now they only have a $100,000 mortgage. Mm-hmm. Their payment was $4,000 a month, and now it's $500 a month."
Right.
Either that's a fish story,
yeah,
or there's just so much confusion,
right.
And that's why when I speak to my clients, and for any of you out there that is in this situation, because it's a huge, huge topic. Don't listen to the water cooler talk.
You need to know your options, and absolutely there are modifications happening, and people are saving their homes due to modifications. You just have to know who you're talking to. You have to make sure that you're asking the right questions, and a modification works based upon your income, so it's in the bank's best interest to keep you in your home. Obviously, they don't want you to be in short sale. They don't want it to obviously go to foreclosure, so they're going to do what they can do to help you stay in your home, and they're just going to try to modify what they say. So modification.
What do you think if I or one of our clients call you today, mm-hmm. and they say, "I want to stay in my home.
Yeah.
It's just I had gotten this lousy loan that I didn't even understand," mm-hmm. Which I think there's some responsibility to the borrower. Mm-hmm. They should have maybe investigated. We learned so much from this.
Absolutely.
The last 4 years. We've learned so much. But if I call you today and I say, "I want to stay in my home, I don't want a short sale, mm-hmm. and I want to modify my mortgage because that's what my friend did or my brother did," what would you tell them?
I would tell them to look at the whole picture. You know, not one option is good for there's not one option good for everybody. We have to look at everybody's individual picture and say, you know, what is the value of your home? Can you really afford this home? How long is it going to take you to make this up?
Well, would you be able to assist them in the modification, or should they go to an attorney or call the bank themselves? What is your
I always
advice?
recommend that people I don't recommend that people handle them themselves, because a third party is always going to help. There's certain law that they may not know. So I always recommend that people have guidance.
Right.
I really do, because there's the homeowner may not know all of the rights and the options. So
Right.
I recommend always getting assistance.
Okay.
Always.
Do you think an attorney, or would you? What direction would you go to for the mortgage modification?
The laws have changed significantly. Now they want you to have a license, a mortgage banking, mortgage loan origination license to be able to do modifications, or be an attorney, which then you would be exempt from that licensing. So I recommend, you know, if a mortgage person can help, but an attorney is also a great option, because they may be able to defend you in law. If the modification doesn't go through, they may be able to help you through a short sale or foreclosure defense. So
Right.
I think the best thing to do is to sit down with somebody and go through the whole scenario from modification all the way to the worst case scenario, and then you at least know and you can plan accordingly.
Well, that's what we provide at the Henri Frank Group at RE/MAX. We never do a short sale without an attorney.
Yeah.
And so many realtors are getting themselves into a lot of trouble with this. They're handling the short sale. Oh, I can handle the short sale from start to finish. You know, I can't put enough emphasis on this, do a short sale without attorney guidance. There's a lot of legal ramifications from short sales. There's a lot of legal stuff in a short sale that you really need to have an attorney as a part of the team. And that's what we've assembled. We've assembled a team of professionals, right down to the insurance. Because insurance is so important on your property. When you're buying a property, you need to know how to be properly insured. And even if you own a property right now and you haven't looked at that angle of your property and you just keep renewing, not such a good idea. But we've assembled a team. We have Dean Trantalis. He's located in Wilton Manors, has also had high visibility. He was a commissioner for the city of Fort Lauderdale along the beach area for a few years. So he knows the local area. And his specialty is real estate, and always has been. Unfortunately, we have a lot of attorneys that were criminal attorneys and now turned into real estate attorneys. I saw a bench ad the other day. It was funny, and I even I stopped and thought about it. It said, so-and-so, I won't mention any names, criminal attorney / real estate attorney. Well, the two is really far from each other. So, you know, we're going to talk to Dean. We're going to have him in. We're going to have you back.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for pitch hitting for Henri. And,
my pleasure. My pleasure.
We appreciate everybody listening, and our next show will be Tuesday from 8:30 to 9, and we hope to hear from you in between, 954-604-9999, and join us Tuesday, 8:30 to 9. Have a great day.
You've been listening to the Real Estate Roundtable with Henri and Frank. Henri Vezzi and Frank Figliotti have a wealth of experience bringing buyers and sellers together in Broward, Palm Beach, and Miami-Dade counties. The Henri Frank Group, brokered by RE/MAX Preferred, has offices in Fort Lauderdale, Hillsborough Beach, Plantation, Wilton Manors, and soon on Las Olas Boulevard. Contact them at 954-604-9999 or online at henryfrank.com. That's Henry with an I, Frank.com. The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.